Yeah, so we were just kind of talking about the long game and how important it is to play the long game, and how it's so weird on how you think about, again, what we were just talking about, how every single rep, right, is important.
Yeah.
Every single time that you step foot on the floor, or you know, like for me, every time I got it on the bike, like I was really only focused and so locked in at that one moment in time. But at the same time, understanding, like, I'm not even putting myself up for judgment for a long time.
Right.
But I feel like that's the key. You know, I feel like, and you know, for everybody that's new here, this is Matt. I'm Nate. Speaking from the Heart podcast.
Yes, sir.
We like to talk about things that kids are dealing with. Matt is extremely involved in the youth as a nonprofit organization. So we like to share stories about things that have served us on our journey to kind of get us where we're at. And we were talking about how we see young kids like judging themselves so much on a daily basis. Like every single rep is like do or die, right? And I think that's the right idea, right? But the effort in which you place in every rep, that is the right idea. Like, one thing I always used to say is, when I got on the bike, is that every single attempt that I take, and this changed the game for me, bro. This really changed my entire life. Every single rep that I took on the bike, right? Every single time I went to jump, I was going to jump like it was the last time I was ever going to do it. I was going to give everything I had. And as soon as that attempt was over, I was going to judge myself like it was the first time I ever did it.
Jeez. See, and that's funny that you talk about that. And it's like, for me, you know, like being athletic and, you know, different things like that. But I think my whole do or die situation came from trying to save my mom from domestic violence. That was the why.
Yeah.
And so having that why, really, you wasn't even thinking about what type of sacrifices you had to make when it came to
facts
to be great, to save a person.
And
you know,
so that's so wow. Okay, so let's stay on that. That's powerful, because I was saying, actually having a conversation with somebody the other day, and we were not arguing, but we were talking about how positively communicating about how I personally believe in what he just said, that passion in what you're doing in your life's work is the driver, right? But you're at this point in time where everyone's just like, oh, just get to the bag, like just whatever, like you don't have to worry about it. And I don't believe that, and I'm gonna say why. Not because I don't believe it, right? Because I think if you have something you can do, that you can feed your family and, you know, do whatever you need to do, right? But there's very few people in this world that can do whatever it takes to be successful at something with discipline alone.
Right.
You need an outside factor to drive you.
Right.
That's the gas.
Right.
That's, again, one thing that I think we had a cheat code with that people don't talk about and that people sleep on is, I never thought about what's this going to take.
Right.
Not once.
Right.
Not once was I like, you hit a roadblock and you're just like, there's a quote by this guy that studies the Stoicism, and he says, the only way out is through. Boom. The only way out is through. But the crazy part is I didn't need a quote or like a speech or like nothing. It was like, this is in my way. What do I need to do?
Right. Well, I feel like, bro.
But and I feel like that's just what you said.
Yeah.
It's like you never were like, what's this going to cost me?
Right.
It was just like.
But you're locked in, though.
Yeah.
Like when you're going through what you're going through, like you just said, the only way out is through. But you're not thinking about cost. You're not thinking about, you know, but then your environment speaks to you. Like, bro, every day I woke up and got out the house, bro, I already seen woolly blankets on the, you know, on the windows. Bro, mom gone for 3 weeks, right? So I feel like there's messages that speak without words that you can wake up every day and see, and then continue to grind when it comes to the vision that you're pursuing. Yeah.
Stay on that real quick too, because I feel like what I see is a lot of people, not even kids, but people in general,
Right.
lack so much faith, right? And everything's about cost. Everything's about, you know what I mean? Like you, and the craziest part is that is your flesh taking over, right? Because something that we have made as humans so complicated, right? Who's going to pay for this? How's this going to work? Like, that is so simple to the spirit, but these things are made so complicated and so obsessed over in the flesh and in this world, and it literally blocks you from being the person that you want to be, right?
You about to make me cry, bro.
But I feel like that's a big deal, bro, because people are so and bro, I was like this. I was always like, well, how are we gonna eat? How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do that? It's like that's but wait a minute, hold on, go back, right? You were already successful at something, right? You were already successful at basketball. I was already successful on the bike. What did you do? I think a lot of men go through this, right? This is just, again, for myself. And I know you had to experience some things of a different nature, right? We go through these phases where we're changing, right? You're into this man, right? And then you're young and you're doing all these stuff, and then you kind of mature a little bit, and then you go into this man, right? And then you meet the girl, and now you're this man, and then you have kids, and now you're this man. I thought, I'm like, okay, every single phase, the previous man has to die. And that's not true.
Right.
You take the best traits from every single man, and now you're the complete human being, right? And that took me, because I'm like, bro, not that I got soft, but I felt like I got realistic. And I was like, what got me here? My friend said something to me one time, and he's a very like non-emotional, non-deep, like very cut and dry person, right? And he noticed that I wasn't riding, I wasn't doing all these things, and he said something to me. All he said was, don't stop doing the thing that got you to the dance.
Right.
Like when you got the girl there, right? He said, don't stop doing the thing that got you to, and I was like, where's the dog at?
Right.
Like, that's what happened, right? You get almost realistic.
Right.
I'm telling you, whoever you are on the other side of the screen, if you want to do extraordinary things in this life, do not be realistic.
Come on.
Do not be realistic. Realistic is for average people, because that's where they want to keep you, is they want you to be realistic. They want you to play small. They don't want you to go all in on yourself. They want you to just sit back and be quiet, right?
You really got me thinking about Peter walking on water.
Facts. Yeah.
Bro, he kept his eyes on God, Jesus, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And he walked on water, and as soon as he took his eyes off, he started to sink.
Because it was like, how is this happening?
No, come on.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes, like for instance, bro, when I had that why, and my why to getting my mom out of domestic violence, bro, I kid you not, like even though you have to go through trial and tribulations, right? Like going into my freshman year, I started varsity at Fort Vancouver High School in the summer, was starting killing, and then I got not a boundary exception, but the landscape changes, and now I got to go to Bay. Not starting, but I made varsity. Didn't start sophomore year, you know what I'm saying? Was going to quit, fighting coaches, fighting players. All this stuff is happening that if you don't keep your eyes on the prize,
yeah,
right, you can give up. So then next fast.
Well, real quick, that again. So let's stop there and break that down. Little steps, every rep, but what's the goal, right? A lot of kids, they're like, everything's cush, right?
Right.
Bro, I got my spot. I got my this. Coach liked me. Like, like they're like all the players are ran to me. You go to a different school and everything changes, and kids will let that break them.
No,
what's the goal?
Come on.
What's the goal? Be starting whatever.
Right.
Then that's it.
Right.
None of this matters.
No, come on.
Nothing matters. The new coach, the new players, the new floor, the new this, the new ball, the new plays, the new.
Come on.
But I think the goal cannot change.
Right.
That's the thing.
But I think that this is where, with younger folks, and older folks where you have to bridge the gap. And the young needs the old and the old needs the young, because in those moments, that's where mentorship comes in, because we can't expect 15, 16, 17, even 18-year-old, they considered men at 18 to cipher this. Yeah. Like I can speak this way now and think this way now.
Only because you have the experience.
Because I have the experience. Yeah. But that's where those dads, those uncles, coaches, where now it's like, hey, Nate, man, you just went over from Ridgefield to L.A.
Yeah. What's the goal?
The same bike.
What's the goal?
Come on.
Yeah, what's the goal?
It's the same bike.
Yeah, what's the goal? Like the goal, and that's the thing, is I feel like, again, like you said, like when Peter was like kept his eyes on God, like keep yourself focused. Like, what is the goal? The goal doesn't change because of circumstances. No, and that's what I think a big a lesson for me is what I'm focused on is what's crazy is, even to flip it a little bit, I'm not so much even focused on the goal now that I realize that every situation that you're going to go through in this life is a test to try to squeeze out of you.
Right.
Are you who you say you are?
Come on.
Will you break?
Come on.
That's all it comes down to, bro. And that's the thing, is like, I feel like Christians, and we're going to go a little bit off topic here, but I feel like a lot of Christians do this like, oh, the enemy's testing me thing, right? Every time you come up, it's like, think about it. Like, how many times have you done it where you're like, you come up with a situation like that and, you have to switch schools or whatever, and you're like, oh man, the enemy don't want me to eat. What if it's not, bro? Right. What if it's God trying to cast the true man out of you?
No, come on.
Right? And so I don't even look at it like that. Like, I don't look at like, oh, I'm under attack. He's after me. I look at it like, no, whatever's on the other, whatever I'm going to develop on the other side of this is the man that God wants me to be.
Excuses cannot thrive with success, bro.
Facts, bro.
Bro, as simple as that. And I think that's where we've kind of shaped our mentalities and just the culture, is there's always some rhyme and reason why you cannot succeed. And the only reason why I just can't sympathize on that, because I come from nothing. Bro. And not necessarily like, the riches and all that stuff, but physically nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Where at the end of the day, where we was just talking about, bro, my whole life I heard that I couldn't do. Bro, I remember when I was first going to have my first kid, my head coach is telling me, you can't have a kid, you have no money. You can't have a business, you have no money. Bro, I got a couple businesses. I got a house.
You got a couple kids.
Got a couple, bro. I got my Fab Five, my favorite number. We stopped at 5. That's my favorite number.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just like, imagine if I would have listened to all the naysayers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. When you do believe in people, their word is value. Mm-hmm. So if they say something off the wall, because there's a difference between somebody judging and giving you confirmation, and then when somebody tells you something where it's like a conviction, judgment.
Yeah, real quick. Real quick. So again, whoever's on the other side of this, be careful who you give. Be careful who you not like. What's the word?
No, who you out to advise you, speak into your life.
Yeah, like. But no. Be careful who you magnify their words, right? Yeah. Because like you said, like you might have like a mentor or somebody, if you're young, or somebody you like on the internet or a celebrity or whatever, and then you hear something from them and like you said, that might crush you, right? And then you're like, well, man, I thought they knew me best. Like for me, for a long time, that was my wife, But I think one thing that we're missing in this world right now with as far as from the men's side is like, no matter what, when you have something on your heart, you must go regardless.
No, come on.
And I'm talking even in your relationship, like with your wife, who you're supposed to die for, right? But when you have all these things are a test, right? All these things are a test. I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, we'll watch. Jeez. You know what I mean? Bro. We'll watch. But I think we're greatly confused that mom, wife, dad, this person, that person, they know me so well. Bro, my mom, so funny, bro. It's just my birthday last week. And she was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, she was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I remember you telling me that. I'm sorry that I always asked you to get a real job. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, bro, I let that eat me up for so long. Like, got to get this, got to climb the corporate ladder. But it just never felt right, bro. Man. But here's the thing. People get so discouraged by lack of belief. That's the test. But you have to show. Right. Like, and again, I let the magnification of those words, like, ate at me for so long. Yeah, she's right. Like, this is not realistic.
Your
like,
mom, no, and that's not lightly, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's what I mean. But that's why I feel like the true man comes out of you, because you're like, no, what you don't understand is, like, if I do what you say, I'm not going to be able to take care of everybody. Bro. Because it's not going to happen.
A lot of people don't like Kanye, but kudos to Kanye's mom.
Kanye, bro. I like Kanye.
No, listen, though. Kanye's mom was his confidence. Bro, if you watch this documentary, his mom got him believing that he is the president of the world.
You know what I've actually noticed about that, bro? Is I feel like in culture like that, I feel like you see that more. Right. Like, and it's weird to me because I'm like, I feel like you see that more in inner city. Why is that?
Like what? Just like your mom is everything, or
no? Like, I just see like more privileged people, their kids, their parents pushing them into like, oh, go this, be a doctor, do this, do that.
Well, honestly,
you think it's because like there's just like, man, we ain't really got like,
no. It's the gift that you see. Parents can see gift early. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah,
you seen your kids' gifts early. Yeah, my sons.
Yeah,
I did not say, son, here you go. You need to play basketball.
Yeah,
bro. I was at a gym. Mm-hmm. He came with me. Mm-hmm. We were watching a client. Mm-hmm. I messing with the ball. Mm-hmm. My son crawls to me.
Yeah,
and grabs the ball.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So then in that, you could tell sometimes I feel like when they want it and when they don't. And even if he didn't want the ball, there's going to be something that he discovers that I have to cultivate. I have to fund, I have to support, and I have to speak life into.
Yeah, fact.
It's just like with my other daughter, Zariah. She's been saying since she was 3 that she wants to be a veterinarian. I can see why she's so a helpmate with everything, animal crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So as parents, when our eyes are open and we're not traumatized by our past experiences.
I'm going to send you home with a dog that can't walk then.
Hey. She a nurturer. But it allows you to continue to cultivate, man. And I just believe that people see their kids' gift early. And then there are some times where I feel like there's times where people are trying to live through their kids and it's not really what their kids want to do. Like, he's an I-Tech kid. Yeah. He want to do computer science.
Yeah.
But again, there are topics in, poverty communities where sports is the only way. Nowadays, it's not. There's kids that are in music. There's kids that are doctors. There's kids that are lawyers. Because I feel like in society, I feel like you need to see everybody because everybody matters, bro. Like, I look at it as human beings remind me of the color box, the color crown box. All those colors matter. It's not just one race that should be doing it. We all got value, bro.
And I don't even want to get on that too much because I don't even believe in that, bro. I really don't, because I like even the idea. And man, I hope this is your podcast, bro. So I hope we don't lose nobody. But why are we so simple on that? You know what I mean? Like, and I think you and me need to have that conversation off camera before we bring it to camera. But are we still on that? Like, that's what the world wants, right? It wants to be like, the world wants us to be like, oh, this is what black people got going on. This is what white people got. Like, the world wants that from us, bro. You know what I mean?
Listen. So, I'm still in the schools working and different things like that. And my whole, like, having conversations with different races and stuff like this is I'm talking to the Jaquez folks. And, I said, y'all got a PI club here. There's a PI club at another school. Why don't y'all come together? And they said, oh, they got ops over there. And I said to them, what? And then I just said, guess what? Well, if y'all killing each other, the people that are successful don't even have to do it anymore. They
fast. Yeah.
They can put more energy.
But that's the point, right? Like that's the point. And
it's ignorant.
we're not even gonna get on that because that's just a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Yeah. But I think what scripture was it? You simpletons, how long will you be simple, or something like that? And that's every time I read that scripture, like, how long will you be simple? Those are that's the main thing that I think about. Right. It's like, are we really still seeing that?
Yeah.
Like we're saved, and that's what we're thinking about.
Right.
Like it's just so silly to me, bro. So kind of just want to bring it all back to kind of what we were talking about today. The kind of just the limiting beliefs, right? And just the idea of the internet is making people have like analysis paralysis. Like, what should I do? What's my thing? There's so many options. Like, there's a study about cereal that if you go to the grocery store and there's 4 boxes of cereal, it's easy to pick, but there's 40. Sometimes people walk out and they don't pick anything, right? And I feel like that's what kids are dealing with right now is they're exposed to the internet. They're exposed to all the possibilities. And I feel like it just diminishes everything, bro. Like, you see, 10 years ago, 12 years ago when I first started working, 13 years ago, even the kids working at, like, washing cars, they had pride in what they were doing. But it's because they weren't exposed to, like, bro, there's 16-year-old kids making, $200,000 a month. Like, why am I here, right? But kids are getting so down on themselves. I feel like the gap is widening, right? All the kids that found the internet and found the lane that they can do and they can be successful, they're just thriving. And the kids that have not found their thing, they're just diminishing, right?
For real.
They're right before our eyes.
And it can either push you or you're gonna, or it's going to make you fail. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's going to make you insecure.
You know what I'm
saying?
Like,
again, bro, you go to a fast food restaurant, you go to a car wash, you go to these things, you look at these kids and they're lifeless, bro. Right. Because like I said, they're like, their buddy that they graduated with is driving a Lamborghini at 18. And I think a lot of behind the things that people don't understand is what we're trying to get at. What we wish we would have done is failed more. Like put in more reps, like try everything. Like, I think people are just like, my wife tells me this all the time. Like, there's very few people like Alex Hermosi where their first thing leads to the second thing, and the second thing leads to the third thing, and then the third thing is they exit for $100 million. Right. That's very rare, bro. Right. So many, bro, look at Gary Vee. Bro, Gary Vee worked at his dad's wine thing until he was like 35 years old. He didn't post his first video on the internet until he was 35, bro. And now he's in his 50s. Come on. Like,
I really feel like you can't put timing on success.
No, you can't put a time on it.
Because if you really look at just history of people being successful, let's just even talk about Isaiah Thomas right now, right? He was out of the league, you know what I'm saying, for a while, but he kept still focusing on the vision and working and preparation, and he got a spot. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people could say, but it's only a 10-day. Bro, you know how hard it is to get into NBA? You know what I'm saying?
And to be back in the league? Because I feel like sometimes if they toss you out, you're kind of like you're out.
You're washed.
Yeah. Because it's like, because there was a reason why they tossed you out in the first place. So you have that like stigma attached to you. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And so with success and grinding and stuff like that, even just like in my own personal walk now with my business, a lot of people wouldn't understand that when I first started doing the outreach program and stuff like that, bro, my mission wasn't to get to the bag. Mm-hmm. Bro, first and foremost, the first thing that I wanted to do was to serve, but was I a right role model to be leading people, right? So that was the thing, cultivating it, your model, and then also making sure that you're right. So those whole times, those are the things that I was working on.
It always starts with the self, right? And I think that's what, it's like a two-headed monster, bro. It's always about, what you're doing. But again, that's why I always look at the challenges as like, oh, this is exactly what I need to take me to the next level, right? But I think when you're young, you look at the challenges like, oh my, this is like, why is this, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why I got to go through this? And
why not you though?
Yeah.
Right? But that's where younger people need mentorship.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Bro, and there's nothing wrong with getting a mentor. Mm-hmm. So then when you are going through what you're going through, somebody's coaching you and saying, hey, that's normal. I remember one time when I first got married, he was barber lining me up one time, right? And he said, Matt, that's normal. Bro, I'm 20 years in. But that's normal behavior in marriage. Mm-hmm. But if I never had that counsel from him and was open enough, comfortable enough to say, hey, man, this is what I'm going through, I would have never got calmed down.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think the best thing we could do right here, just to wrap it up, is like paint a picture about mentorship and how important it is, right? So imagine, I just want to paint my own picture here from my own situation about how important it is, whoever's on the other side of this, whether you're, a high schooler, middle schooler, whether you're grown, right? If you have a problem in your life and you see somebody doing something that you would like to do, do not check your ego. And if you can grasp this idea of getting a mentor, this is how it can change your life. Imagine, how old was I? 21 years old. From 21 to 27, I wasted almost 6 years of my life. And I wouldn't say wasted, but damn near wasted 6 years of my life chasing women. Okay. So imagine you're a 20-year-old kid and I can cut 6 years of hell off your life. And you can put that 6 years into your skill set instead of wasting it. Right. That's how powerful mentorship is. Mentorship is getting you there faster because of sometimes the success, but more of the things that person did wrong.
Right. No, facts.
So that's just the way I look at it, bro.
No, and that is so right?
Bro, cut 6 years off of wasted years. 6 years.
No, come on.
Wasted, bro.
No, come on. But again, imagine what you knew now in that time, right? But that's why you being who you are today, you're going to be able to help your kiddos out with shaping them when it comes to, hey, son, that time will come, but not right now, right?
Facts, yeah.
So then now he's staying more locked in, or same thing with your daughter.
Or just like, bro, no, this is a one-woman thing, bro.
No,
like, bro, 2 years with one girl, 2 years with another girl, 3 days with one girl, 2 weeks with one girl. Bro, how much time could I have been cultivating, like, the entrepreneur in me?
No, come on.
Because instead of being an entrepreneur, I just had a bad attitude.
No, come on.
Like, oh, I'm not doing that. Well, you could not want to do that, but guess what? You ain't got the results to not want to do that, right? So,
these are the fundamental stages, and I think sometimes when we get older, if you're still open-minded and want to learn, then you can start to switch, right? You can switch up your mindset and be like, okay, I wasn't successful. This is how I used to be. Let me go back to the drawing board, right? It's like game planning.
Yeah.
Go back to the drawing board. The left hand wasn't right.
Yeah.
I need to be paying more attention to that, right? And that's just how the race is, bro.
Yeah.
As you're in this little marathon, you're just constantly cultivating yourself. Man.
Yeah.
And every day is a good rep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So shout out your channels real quick and we'll wrap this up.
No, yeah, man. Please, man. Come to the YouTube channel, #VEO Young. The content is going to be there, man. Come on to the, what is that, Spotify, Speaking from the Heart.
Apple Music.
Music, Speaking from the Heart, man. And also go ahead and follow my Instagram channels, man. Vancouver Elite Outreach and Love the Process 2020. And shout your stuff out there too, my dog.
Yeah, Nasty Nate Jr. on Instagram and on YouTube. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next one.